It's
Hey,
soccer
boss.
Oh
time.
boy. Oh boy. What we've been waiting for.
That's your weekly Messi is the most dominant athlete I've ever seen in my life update. Uh,
I mean, it is impressive, but in the MLS, this is what we thought he would do, right? It's
not even to this extent, man. Like
man versus children out there.
to
Is
come
that
in, like it was kind of expected he'd probably come in hot in his first 2 or 3 games, but we're 11 games in now. And
well, technically you're only one MLS game in, apparently. Apparently he's only played one MLS game.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he just debuted.
Sam's gonna catch up on how soccer works eventually.
No, what the fuck is that? Like, you can't have a guy be like, imagine a football if you've had a guy who's played like, they call it preseason, but preseason, like it tells you exactly what it is. You don't have like, oh, he played fucking, we've seen this guy play 6 games with the Panthers in some weird tournament, but now that he's actually starting the season, it now matters how he's do. Do the other goals not count? Do all those other goals?
Those goals count in that tournament. So if he plays that tournament again, he scored 8 goals or 9 goals, however many.
But it doesn't count for his MLS stats.
No, because he wasn't playing against an MLS team.
But he played on the same team. It was with the same team.
But it wasn't the
Miami, right?
That tournament has nothing to do with the MLS season.
It was with the same team, right?
Yeah, but it has nothing to do. It would be like if the Chiefs went and played a Canadian football team. Those touchdowns don't matter for Mahomes.
Okay, so
the NFL.
They were not playing other MLS teams.
No, they were playing teams in other leagues. Like
there's some from MLS, there's some from
Mexican
league, there's some from I think the next league down. It's like it's why it's called the Open Cup.
The winner gets money, like big money. The following up team gets a decent chunk of change for the team, and then third place gets.
It's like a prize pool.
Yeah,
how long is this turn? Because like when he came in, everybody were like, "Oh, he's on like the worst team that hasn't done much."
You only play twice a week max in soccer.
Yeah,
sure, but when he came in when he started this whole thing, they're like, "Oh, here's this other guy that he's already passed with more goals on the team," and how many games did he miss of this tournament? How long is this tournament, and what does it matter?
So that I'm pretty sure the tournament would have a group stage. Okay. It's like kind of like the World Cup. You've got your group stage where it's 4 teams in a group, and they all play each other once. So I think he missed the group stage and then came in the knockout rounds.
Okay. Were there actually like, you lose this game, you're out, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was single elimination.
Single elimination.
So the team was already fairly good enough if they got through the group stage. They got through the group stage without him.
Yeah, I think they were in a pretty bad group.
Okay, I was like, because obviously they weren't the worst if they got out of the group stage, right? And
no, I mean they were literally the worst team in the MLS when he got there.
So they're okay. They're just like you said, they're playing against people worse than the MLS.
I mean,
you said they're playing against the league below them and stuff like that because it's the open.
Yeah, there's I can't remember what that league's called. But yeah, there's like there's a league below MLS, and then there's like the Mexican league. They get them involved. Yeah. I don't know if any Canadian teams are in there.
And these tournaments are so important that you would risk playing your entire team, like your best players.
Yeah, trophies are trophies. They mean a lot. Soccer.
Yeah, and they will soon in the NBA with this midseason tournament. That's going to matter in a few years.
Normally on most professional teams, you're going to be involved in your league and usually 2 or 3 competitions per year.
But you want to win your league is the most important one in the hierarchy.
Yeah, there's arguments to be made that some teams prioritize the Champions League. Madrid does that because there's a little bit.
That's your league. That's what. See, like I need a hierarchy here, guys. Which is the most important one? Which one should I actually care? I need the Super Bowl. Like,
Maybe
give
that'd
me
be
a
the
Super
MLS
Bowl.
Cup for the MLS.
I would say that's
Probably.
probably the Champions League.
Right.
Yeah.
'Cause
That's all the top European teams.
that's the best teams, right?
Yeah.
And then you have like Premier League
Yeah.
under that, and then I don't know what those are the only
Yeah,
two
but-
leagues I know.
Like winning a tournament is a lot different than winning a league. Like tournaments are like, and you'll see like in soccer, there's coaches that are good at winning you a league, and there's coaches that are good at winning you tournaments. Just because tournaments are so much different, because you have to like you can't necessarily play all your best guys in a tournament because you're playing during league season. Guys are tired, they need rest. You've got to construct your teams in a really, really smart way and put out smart lineups every day. Kind of like baseball.
So they have tournaments during the actual season that the league plays in. These
Mhm.
happen at the same time. It's not off season.
No, soccer players play 10 months out of the year. They're only off for about a month and a half.
Okay, and you play in these tournaments to get money for your team?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. It's just like when you can win so many, it's like, oh, you can win like 3 trophies in 1 year. You're like, then who gives a fuck? Like, give me like,
Because that's really hard to do.
I mean, if you won all 3 in a year, yes, that's great. But if you won 1 out of 3, you're like, well, that's pretty good, I guess. At least you got 1. But like,
yeah, I mean,
it
if
makes
you're
the other ones not feel so special. Like, right? If there was a Super Bowl, but also like a Super Bowl junior or something like, or like there was like 3 different, you'd be like, which give me, I want to know who.
so yeah, so over in Europe, it's your league and Champions League. Those are the most important things. The other like
And then you have the World Cup, which is very important. I get that. I get how that's a separate thing, and it's not even the same teams because you have
Yeah.
your country, the national teams. Then get that. That's cool. I like that they, have something separate like that, maybe. But just like having all these things in the same year, where I'm very much obviously an American who's like, no, I just give me a season, and then I want to know who the best team is at the end of that season. Soccer's obviously too huge to really say like. Besides the
I mean,
Premier
the
League teams,
European competition really sorts that out. Everybody
Right.
knows the best
Your
teams are there.
Premier League
Yeah.
is the best one, right?
Yeah.
So could you just be a soccer fan and just like not give a shit that much about the tournaments and just really care about what happens in the Premier League?
Yeah.
games?
Can, but
like,
the thing is,
when
you're
I'm-
not going to want to just do that. Like,
You're gonna get sucked into the other ones because you're gonna want you if you have a favorite team and that team's now into another into a tournament, you're gonna want to inevitably see how they do.
That shit can never work in American football. Can't play that much.
well, no, I mean, there's
No,
too many injuries.
exactly. Yeah, it's a totally different game. I mean,
No, trust me, if the NFL could do this, they fucking would.
yeah, I mean like you're seeing with the NBA, the NBA is implementing it.
But the NBA is having a mid-season tournament within its own league too.
Yeah, and they do count towards
which
they
is
do.
silly. Which is silly as fuck, but maybe it'll be fun and maybe it will give people a reason to watch.
I just don't
mid-season
like
basketball.
I don't like the way that they're using the regular season games as tournament games.
This is
That's-
an iteration of it. They don't want to right now. It's
Gotcha.
just because of the CBA. You know,
Yeah,
like you're implementing it into a new CBA. You got to do it to once the CBA comes. Maybe then they're like, okay, let's take it up to 100 games. To make up for this.
Yeah. And so yeah, in these tournaments, Sam, that you like so over in Europe, in any of the European leagues, you're gonna have if you're lucky enough to be involved in Champions League or the one below that is Europa League. That's cool, but if not, you still have your regular league, and then you have usually a league cup, like your what do they call it? Like your national cup. So it'd be like the Spanish Cup or the English Cup. That's usually a pretty big deal. And then
Is that like those are the best teams in that country? Or do they still play teams from other countries? Can a Spanish team win the English Cup?
no,
So it is that country. Like only
Yeah.
English teams
yeah,
play.
but
for
like
the-
but like the like the Spanish Cup will also feature teams from the next league down,
Okay,
and so will the English one.
but there's still those same teams that may play in the Premier League with the same guys from different countries, right? Like players from different countries. Still,
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you're born for club.
right. That only matters for the World Cup.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Olympics.
And any FIFA play.
So yeah, I mean it's really
Does FIFA not deal with? Does FIFA only deal with World Cup or national teams? Do they deal with?
FIFA is just like the governing body.
Yeah, because they also have FIBA for basketball.
Right.
Yeah, so like they'll like they oversee from like it's the difference between like state government and local and federal government.
Yeah. It's the it's
FIFA
the
be
international
federal government.
They have their hand in the Premier League though, and like some
They
of
have
the
the
other.
FIFA controls everything.
Because they're the international
Yeah, FIFA is the
Federation
banner
of-
for every like if you touch a ball with a foot, that's FIFA.
What about MLS though? They're not.
Yes, it's all FIFA.
Did not know.
And then you have like, and then you know every league will have its own governing body, but they all have to defer to FIFA if FIFA makes a rule. Like if everything, like every federation's rules have to fall within the FIFA guidelines.
So they kind of keep soccer
uniform.
across the
Yeah.
board.
Yeah, and,
Okay.
and like all the referees have to be.
What
Uh,
if somebody
FIFA
wanted to create a
certified,
soccer
not just
league?
like-
What if somebody wanted to create a soccer league not associated with FIFA? Is that
Good luck. Good fucking luck.
Yeah.
Right.
Best of luck to you, my lad.
why not? Why don't we have the Savannah Bananas of soccer? Okay,
I'm down for it.
I want the Savannah Bananas of
Because
soccer.
again, FIFA's been at this for a long time. They
Sure.
and they're like you
100 and some years.
you can show me any level of corruption from any other sport and I'll laugh at it because FIFA is
Yeah, they are the top dogs of that.
when they do it right. So
Should we get into that's our next one, right?
Yeah,
I
so-
gave soccer its chance. Now let's shit on it again because it's the most corrupt fucking thing sport there is. And you shouldn't take seriously any of the outcomes of any of the games because why? This next thing, right?
no. This has
Not
nothing,
that type of
that's
corruption.
nothing to do with referees or anything.
Okay.
So the corruption actually isn't from FIFA. FIFA is the ones looking like the good guy in this situation.
Oh
I know
no!
FIFA's taking,
Yeah.
or like taking money
Fuck.
from places to get World Cups. Anyway,
No, so
What next? Are you gonna tell me Jerry Jones is the good guy in the story?
I'm sure you did not hear that the Spanish women's national team won the World Cup.
no, yeah, I did hear that.
Okay, so in the medal ceremony when they're giving their medals out, you've seen these kinds of things before where the team goes down and they give them their medal and there's usually a line of people to congratulate them as they walk by. So the women are doing this and the president of the Spanish Soccer Federation, I can't remember, I think his name is Marco Rubiales, but anyway, this guy is grabbing and kissing each one of these women as they come by. And the one that he's getting in trouble for is Jenny Hermoso. So she's the one that filed an official complaint because he grabbed her and kissed her against her will. And FIFA has upheld this and has demanded that he be suspended. The Spanish Federation is saying, go fuck yourself. They are literally, this shit was on camera, millions of people watching him do this. They're saying it didn't happen. This is how brazen.
This is the world we live. This is the world we live in now.
When I tell you about how fucking the corruption in soccer is just on another level. Like they don't care. They don't care. They'll just fucking lie right to your face. They don't care because they're not going to be held accountable.
We all watched it happen.
No,
It
you
happened.
didn't.
Wasn't me.
You say you watched it happen, but it never did happen. So how could you have watched it happen? We're showing you the tape of it. That
So
is
that's where we're at. We're at a weird standstill. And the like every woman, not just on the national team, but in the national pipeline.
Yeah.
I think it's like 81 players. They all said they're not going to play another game until he resigns. And the Spanish Federation just came back and said, no, you have to play. Like,
No.
okay, guys.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just,
You have to play. You're like,
yeah,
no,
it's,
I fucking don't.
is
it's,
this
it's complete
slavery?
insanity.
Like,
It's complete insanity. So yeah, the Spanish
yes, I'm
Federation
seeing
is
it. He will not resign over Kiss.
I think this has all been a long time coming for Spanish soccer. It needs to, for as high level of a league as it's become, it has a lot of problems. A
Yeah.
lot of shady
dude,
shit.
why are you going down and mouth kissing all these girls? Like, what are you doing? Not even like
Are you watching this? He's just fucking
it's
grabbing
not
them
even
and
like
fucking bringing them in.
it's not even like a kiss on the cheek. It's like he's
Hey,
going
no,
down and
wait.
just like you're just like, what are you doing? Why?
Like, I'm surprised I didn't catch an ass grab in there.
Dude, I mean, if come on, man. This is it's kind of like it's the opposite thing of that. Was it the Baltimore Orioles announcer who got fired for like just like saying some stats from how bad the team was last year or
Yeah.
something like that? You know, whatever that shit was. You're like,
Man, it just happened to mention that the team's been struggling.
I was struggling,
Fired.
struggling, just doing my job as a guy who reports on the team. Like, supposed to tell you. And this guy is like doing the exact opposite, but gets to keep his job. I mean, of course, he's much higher level, you know, and has a lot more power and say, but God, man. And then if your entire women's like national league team is like refusing to play until you go the fuck away, and you still are like,
Seems
yeah,
kind of a tight spot to me, but
this, I mean, this guy is more important than all of our players. Not all, but you know, all of our female players, apparently. All right, soccer sucks. See you guys. Told you.